Hey everyone, I'm Jim Lemoine. I'm a realtor here in Boise, Idaho, and I create videos that provide information about the Boise area to help you make smart decisions on where you want to move in the future. And so today I want to talk about one of the most common topics that comes up when I talk with folks about real estate, and that's just how the market is doing. I'm going to use the National Association of Realtors local market report for Boise for the third quarter of 2024. And I'll link this down below so that you can get access to this and review it on your own time too. But one thing I want to make clear is this is not the city of Boise only. This is like a 5 county area that includes all of Ada County, Canyon County, Gem County, Payette, I think a couple others. So this is a pretty big area. And so let's dig right in. So here we have, just starting right out, we have pricing. And so down in the bottom here, we have current median home price for the Boise metro area is about $492,000. So a little higher than the US average or median at $414,000. And this chart gives a great depiction of what's happened over the past roughly 10 years. So you can see that the green line here is the median home price, and that's indexed over with the prices on the left. And then you can see these blue bars are 1 year price growth, and they're indexed over to percent growth or drop on the right side here. And so what we can see is the median home price here in the Boise area back about 10 years ago used to be about $200,000 and was kind of steadily coming up toward about 300,000 when all of a sudden you see these really tall blue bars. So this coincides with COVID, when a lot of folks from places like California, maybe Oregon, Washington, moved to Boise. And so prices went through the roof. You can see they peaked here in kind of early to middle of 2022 at about a little over $500,000. And since then, they've come down slightly, sort of stabilized, and right now they're at 492,000, pretty close to 500,000. And this is where a lot of folks are going to ask about where's the market going to go from here? Is it going to go back to 200,000? Is it going to go? Is it going to double in the next few years? What's going to happen? I can sort of guess that based on just what we're seeing with rates and with employment and with the sort of influx of folks moving to the area, prices are going to probably for this year, 2025, be stable to go up a little bit. And this actually could be impacted by the fires that just happened down in Los Angeles area in Southern California. There's going to be a lot of folks displaced that might be considering a move to the Boise area because they can't, because their homes are gone, unfortunately. We can't really predict with any accuracy. I'm sort of more of a market follower than a market forecaster. I like to just look at the data of where things are and where they've been, to help buyers and sellers understand what's going on with the market. But I think there's opportunities for both buyers and sellers here, depending on what you're trying to do, what part of town you're looking in, what your timeline is, how much capital you have, things like that. I can help you out either way. So let's move on from pricing and talk about this next chart, which is the benefits of ownership. I think this is really kind of neat because it just shows all of that price appreciation that you saw on the previous page results in owners of homes sitting on a substantial amount of equity because of the price growth in their home. So this chart here shows, and it's got some more kind of specific numbers down below. This reflects both price appreciation and the principal payments that you've made. So one of the reasons that I think real estate is such a great investment is that not only is your monthly payment going towards paying down the price that you paid for the home, but you're also participating in any future growth of the price of that home. So if you're, if you look at this, if you bought in the 2010 sort of era, you have the median owner has about 400,000 worth of equity in their home. Home ownership tends to result in equity for owners. They have some information here on supply and demand. Employment growth remains positive here in the Boise area. Unemployment has risen over the past year from 3% to 3.4%, but it's still below the national average. It's got some information on breakdown in employment by industry, and it has some good information on new housing construction. So here in the last 12 months, for single-family type homes, there were 7,567 building permits in the Boise metro area. And so that is, according to the right side here, 10.8% above the long-term average. I think what happened here is because prices have gone up so much, builders have surged into the market to fill that demand for new homes that people want to buy because they're moving here to the Boise area. And then this is a really hot topic, affordability. This chart here shows the cost of monthly payment for the median home in comparison to the median income here. And Boise was actually more affordable than the US average, this green line, until about 2018. And then, as we talked about earlier with prices, when prices exploded upward in the kind of COVID era, you can see this trajectory here. Boise has become a place that is no longer affordable for a person to go buy the median home with a median income. And the NAR notes that this could actually weigh on demand for homes in the future if affordability remains such a challenge that a lot of locals just decide to stop participating in the purchase market and decide to rent instead. And then real quick on the mortgage market, they've got some information that I think applies around the rest of the country as well. But you can see here that mortgage rates, I think everyone's kind of aware of this, but mortgage rates went from somewhere around 3% a few years ago in the sort of COVID era, and they peaked up above 7. Right now they're in the sort of 6.75 range as of mid-January of 2025. But this is something that's causing a lot of challenges for buyers because there's kind of a general rule that every percentage point higher that the mortgage rate is, that results in about 10% higher monthly payment for a buyer. So a lot of folks are just priced out right now based on both the combination of prices and that mortgage rate. And there's a lot of folks that might have considered selling, but they're rate locked. They basically have the golden handcuffs of a 2.75 or 3% rate on a home, and they understand that if they flip out of that home, sell it, and get into something else, they're immediately going to be, if they have a loan, they're immediately going to be paying a meaningful more amount of money per month in order to buy that home because of where mortgage rates are. And so this mentions here, by the way, that the geographic coverage for this report is Ada County, so that's kind of Boise Meridian. Ironically, not where Boise County is not Boise. Boise County is north and east of here. That goes up towards Idaho City. Canyon County is the western side of the Treasure Valley. That includes Nampa, Coldwell, and then Jim County and Owyhee County. Owyhee County is a southwestern corner of the state where the Owyhee Mountains are. And so that's it for this report. I just want to say thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you to get a little bit of an understanding on where the market is, at least currently, and where it's come from. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching. And by the way, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about the local real estate market here in Boise.